guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another School Stash Bash Saturday. And this is a series that was organized by Sarah Scraps, where every Saturday in the month, a whole group of us YouTubers are showing you some ideas for scrapbooking school, like school-related events and color schemes and that kind of thing. And so I am working with a few different collections that I've combined in kind of an unusual way today. So I am working with, this is an Echo Park, like outer space collection, but the turquoise was perfect for the background and it goes really well with the theme of my page. So even though my page is not about anything to do with outer space or science in school or anything like that, it worked really well with the theme of this page. And so I am creating just a tiny little mat with this kind of mustardy-ish yellow color. And I'm going to combine this outer space collection with my Cocoa Vanilla You Rock collection, which is one of their latest collections that was a boy themed collection. And that's where that black and white star paper came from. And so now I'm just going to grab my photo. And then I'm also going to grab a bunch of kind of reddish 6x6 pieces of paper and scraps. So I'm not using a whole lot of my stash. I'm using mainly scraps, which is awesome. I love when I can do that. So a couple of these were just scraps that were sitting on my desk. So that middle red layer actually has a diagonal stripe to it. It's kind of hard to see on the screen. And then the one behind it is plain, except it has some mustard colored distressing. And so I'm just kind of layering all this stuff together. So I've pulled a lot of things from the Cocoa Vanilla collection. Then I have also pulled from that space collection. And then I'm also grabbing all these little tabs. And these came from Bella Boulevard's Alex collection, which was one of their boy collections. So I'm really kind of throwing elements from a lot of different collections onto this one particular layout. And so the color scheme and a lot of the ideas here were very much screamed school to me. The photo itself is actually a picture of my youngest son, and he's doing laser tag. So once a year at my kids' school, they have what they call a mother-son night. And on that night, they have all kinds of activities that they have come into the school. So they clear off the entire football field, and they have like laser tag and dodgeball and this like huge inflatable bubble soccer. And they hire those like video game trucks and bring those on campus. They have food, all kinds of stuff. And it's for moms and boys to go hang out and do all this stuff. And so this was just a picture of my little guy at that particular event. So just because it's a school event doesn't necessarily mean it has to be school related. So kind of think outside the box. There's a lot of opportunities at school to have layouts and to tell stories that aren't just your like, oh, this is the first day of school, here's the last day of school, here's a report card. There's a lot of other stories, and my kids' school is very good about, they have these huge, very ornate themed events, and so a lot of my kids' school scrapbooks include really different layouts because of those types of events. So now while I'm doing this kind of back to the layout, layering up a bunch of embellishments and different pieces and layers and things. So those tabs are going to go up there on the top edge. And then I also have a couple of rubber pieces from Cocoa Vanilla. That top one says rad. And then I'm going to use the You Rock down underneath my photo. And I'm going to save the other half of that frame because it's not going to show. So I'm not going to waste it. And I'm just going to tuck that up underneath my layers. And then I also added a little piece of washi up there on the top that kind of looks like a ruler. And right now it is mainly covered up, and so I decided that's really not how I want it to look. So I am going to carefully pull that up, and then I'm going to overlap it on the edge of the photo mat, and I like that a lot better because you kind of get to see the detail of it that way. So it does bring in a little bit of that school element, which I also like because this was an event at school, even though the picture doesn't kind of represent that. This is still an event that's going to go in his school memory album. And then I pulled out this little border strip, and that was from the pattern paper, also from that Cocoa Vanilla collection. And then I have the little You Rock rubber embellishment, and then I'm also going to put a little tab from Bella Boulevard behind that. So I'm just kind of layering things up to create some interest in these embellishment clusters. And so this little awesome tag, I just loved how the colors matched. I did put a little black mat on it, and that's going to serve as my title. And then I took this little space gun from that Echo Park, not Echo Park. What am I saying? Not Echo Park. From that space collection from, I think it's from Cartabella. Now I can't even remember what collection that came from. I will look it up, put it in the comments down below. So I took that little gun and put it on some foam adhesive, and that's going to go down in that corner and kind of bridge all those elements together. And then I also took this cardstock sticker and just put it on some white cardstock on the background so that it's not sticky. And then I'm going to grab a little sticker from this Alex collection that says Beast and kind of layer that across the top, and then that's going to tuck in underneath that little space gun. So I'm creating a real cluster down there in that bottom edge of my photo. And I really like how all of that kind of looks together. And so I'm just going to go ahead and look through my chipboard, and I know that I want to add a few more of these little tabs because I have a little rubber piece down there by the E in Awesome. And so I'm going to add another one with a star up there in the top. And then I'm also going to pull off the yellow one, and that one's going to go down by the S in the bottom so that I kind of have that little element continued throughout the entire project, I guess you could say. And then I'm checking out to see if there's any more of that washi that I want to use. And I grabbed the Space Collection. It is Cartabella. I was right. It's called Space Academy from Cartabella. The one that has the cool little gun. I did save another one of that little gun because I absolutely want to use it for some of our Disney pictures. So that's another good use for that one. So now I'm grabbing these puffy stickers. These are also from Bella Boulevard. And I'm going to use... One of them is called Ice Mix. That's the turquoise-ish one. And then the next one I'm going to grab for is Bell Pepper, which is the yellows. And so I'm just going to use those to kind of bridge all my elements together. Stars worked really well because I do have this space and planet background. And I'm going to, there's that one little planet showing in the bottom right-hand corner. And I've decided that that's where my journaling is going to go. So that's why I'm leaving it kind of plain at this point in the layout. Because I've already kind of planned ahead and know that I thought it would be really fun to kind of fill my journaling into that circular space. And so that's kind of where I am at so far. And do make sure that you go back and check out all of the other girls that are also posting school layouts. I know on Sarah Scrap's channel, she does have a playlist that has everyone's layouts so that you can kind of go through and watch. And there you see I've added my journaling to the bottom, just talking about this Mother Son event. And so I've taken this kind of school colors and an event in my school and created a really neat memory and told an important story for my son's school album. So we will see you again soon. Bye!